Hello everyone, happy 2018. I did a previous recording of this that I wasn't sure if I was using the right microphone for, so I deleted it, but when I first said it, I was like, happy 2018! I almost said 2017! Yeah, I'm not used to it yet. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, today, technically, is only the 5th of the year. Tomorrow, obviously, is when you'll be listening to this, but you know. So what you're seeing on screen right now is commission work from... Oh, I actually don't know what I should call them because they've been emailing me, and you know, sometimes people have their real name as their email, and I don't know if I should say their real name. But yeah, this is a commission, and a very fun one at that. They commissioned for it to be a speed paint as well, so yeah. Yay! Something for Draw and Talk! They also commissioned another piece, which will be going up next week and the week after because it took so long to draw that the recording, when I sped it up, it was just so long. I don't want to make a Draw and Talk video that's 20 minutes long, so I'm breaking it up into 2 videos. I'm sure that is fine with y'all, and I already asked them if it was okay, so, you know, it's all good. If you're interested in a commission, go ahead and check out the link in the description. Always happy to draw pictures for people, make people smile. So, I know it's early, but how's your 2018 going so far? It still just feels like general 2017 to me, but actually I've been doing a little too much relaxing. I haven't been working hard enough on Jade Unshaken. It's just kind of been slowly going along, and I'm like, I should probably work harder and stop slacking, but it's like, well, I already have so much of it done. It's like, do I really need to go fast? But then again, I'm like, life is short. I should finish this as soon as I can. So I don't know. So I've been talking about this on my Jade Unshaken Tumblr, but yeah, so I've actually been done with the Jade Unshaken episode for a while, the first one anyway. I was finished with it a few months before it posted. I'm sure you understand that I took that time to make the other videos for the 12 days of Jade Unshaken Christmas, but then I finished early on those videos, so I was like, well, what do I do now? I guess I should work on the second episode. So I have been, and so I'm halfway done with it, and I'm like, should I post it immediately when I'm finished with it, or should I hold off? Because it's like, I don't know. And then I also have this other series in the works that I'm like, this series that I'm doing is quantity over quality, so lots of content over animation quality, there's no animation at all, but yeah, it's like, I kind of want to post that in between episodes 1 and 2 of Jade Unshaken, but I don't know. It's like, what if I post it and people are like, oh, what's Tribbit doing with all these episodes of a series that isn't not animated at all? I should just leave them behind. So I'm like, should I do that? Or should I post the second episode and then post the series that I'm working on that is supposed to be kind of long? Or should I? I just don't know what to do. So yeah, if you haven't noticed, I'm at a loss of what to talk about. It's like, maybe I should talk about my characters or my series, but it's like, I always talk about that. What else do I talk about? Let's see. I guess I can mention that probably a month ago, I watched 9 episodes of Hoseki no Kuni, and for those of you who don't know, that's also called Land of the Lustrous. It's that show with the crystalline people, that you might have seen around, and it's real good. So yeah, I've been watching that some weeks ago, I don't know how long ago, and I really loved it. I will definitely be continuing to watch it. Let me know if you've watched it. I would love to know what you think about the series. I think the ideas in it are just so unique, and it's like, oh yeah, that's such a good idea. I don't know. It's really good. It's a CG anime. You know, a lot of the time it's hard to watch CG anime because I don't know, it really depends on how they use it. I think this company has used it in a way that really benefits the show. Because, you know, there are some animes who use CG sometimes, and then there are some animes that, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right, you know? But for this anime, it feels right. I mean, it's a little weird in some places, but I don't know, I think it's a really good visual way to tell the story. Ooh, speaking of things that I've been into lately, so I went on my Amazon wish list and I was like looking through it to see if I would like to buy anything, because it's like I never buy anything for myself. So I'm like, you know, some of these days I should probably treat myself and not just go on with life wanting things and never getting them. So I went and looked in my Amazon wish list and there was just so many books. Like, I'm like, dang, all I want is books. I mean, there's like a ton of other stuff too. There's like stickers, shirts, but like the majority of what's in there are books. And a lot of the books are Wizard of Oz retellings. So I went and I was just like, I want these books. Let me see if there are any other books that are similar to this and see if I could add them to my wish list as well, or if I would want to buy those over these, you know? And I found so many more that I wanted, and I was just, oh my goodness. And I noticed one series was for Kindle / digital, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy this. So I bought one of the manga that I wanted. Can't remember what it's called anymore, but it has something to do with the Wizard of Oz. I think it was like something Hearts Wizard of Oz. I don't know. Captive Hearts, that's what it was. But anyway, oh my gosh, I just realized why it's called Captive Hearts. Cause I already read it and I finished it. So it's like, I just realized why it's called that. But yeah, I only read the first volume and there are like 3 more out right now, and apparently one's coming out later this year. So I'm like, I kind of want to buy the rest of them. And it really, like, it only took me so long to read the first volume, and I'm just, like, sitting here like, I really want to know what happens next, and it's like, oh, it's the Wizard of Oz, you know what happens next. It's like, well, actually, in this manga, they're doing this strange thing where it's like, they're in a story, but they're like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, we have to tell the story exactly how it goes. And, like, there's, like, people in the background who are like, this is how the story goes, it's going according to script, and I'm like, and what is this? What is this about? So, it's been very vague so far, which makes sense, it's only volume 1, so I'm just like, I kinda wanna know, well, like, is this like a world where stories repeat themselves and they have to go exactly according to how they are, or like, everything's gonna be out of balance, or what, you know? But anyway, so I guess according to this line of thought, basically stories, is, I might as well ask you a question and tell you a little bit about my answer to it. So my question to you is, what is your favorite fairy tale? And I know y'all RWBY fans are like, haha, what's your favorite fairy tale? But you know what? It's a legitimate question that, you know, I would ask even before RWBY, so it's like, just because it's the same line they say in the show doesn't mean I'm referencing it, but, you know, RWBY's good, so. But anyway, so, what's your favorite fairy tale? Mine, and I guess you're gonna laugh about this as well, is Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood has always, my whole life, been my favorite fairy tale, and I think it's because of the red hood, and not really about much else. I think most of you know, I'm basically obsessed with the color red, so it's always been a thing that I gravitate towards in stories, so having a character in a red hood just always felt really cool to me. Yeah, for those of you who know RWBY, yeah, the main character is Red Riding Hood, but you know, funny story, she's not my favorite character. She's never been my favorite character. I like her, but she's never been my favorite. But yeah, back to my just original basic question. What's your favorite fairy tale and why? I already kind of said why mine was, but yeah. And if you don't have a favorite fairy tale, what's your favorite story? Because, you know, again, like, I love The Wizard of Oz, but I also love a lot of other stories too, like The Christmas Carol, Treasure Island. I'm sure there are many more I'm forgetting in this moment, but you know. Like, there's so many things that you could just talk about, like, oh, I've always loved this classic old story like Cinderella or Snow White. And maybe it's because of the Disney movie, I don't know, maybe it's your favorite because it's from a Disney movie, or like that's how you were introduced with it. Unfortunately, Disney has never made a Red Riding Hood movie. You know, that would be cool though. I mean, like, they've never made an animated Red Riding Hood movie, but that would be such a good, like, that would be so good. I mean, it would also be very, I don't know, Disney can be a little bland sometimes, so, I mean, there's a possibility it could just be like a bland, basic Red Riding Hood, and it's like, oh, this girl just wants adventure, and so she goes into a forest to bring her granny some foods, and then there's a wolf, and you know what would be good if they went the route of, I don't know if you watched Hoodwinked, but it's like a really bad CGI movie but like also very lovable. Like I would wonder if they would go the route of having the wolf not actually be the bad guy. Because, you know, a lot of people make that decision in their story making where it's like, the wolf's not actually the bad guy, or like in Once Upon a Time where it's like the wolf is Red Riding Hood. So like a lot of like different twists. So I guess if Disney had it, if they took creative liberties with it that were actually like, you know, different than what I've seen, I think that would be really good. But obviously I love Ruby a lot because it takes a bunch of different fairy tales, because I love basically all fairy tale things. I love Ruby so much because it takes a bunch of fairy tales and takes so many creative liberties, and I don't know, I love that, it's so good. If you could take a story or a fairy tale or whatever and just add a ton of like different cool things to it, like maybe you make it sci-fi, or maybe you make it like a murder mystery or just something, and you take so many creative liberties that it's like, it's basically based on the story, but like there's just so many different things about it that it's like basically not the story, you know? Like if you could do that with any of the fairy tales or stories, what would you do? I always love hearing about those types of things, so go ahead and say that. So I guess now, sadly, this video is coming to a close. Thank you very much for watching. It was very fun drawing this chibi for both the commissioner and just for a video in general. I think the design is really adorable, so yeah. Go ahead and tell me how your 2018 has been going so far, and have a great day, have a great weekend. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.